criticized the contract. Latest to add their voice to the criticism is the Mass Action for Sustainable Development in Africa.
As a people, we should put an effort into raising money locally. Even if we are about 30 million, how many active people are working? Maybe 6-8 million. If out of that 6 to 8 million, everybody coughs up 100 cedis, what would that give us in the first place? And then our rich men top it up, so that instead of $1 million, maybe he would commit 200,000. Another brother of his will commit $100,000. Then we can own some of these activities, because I believe strongly with the larger numbers it will be easy to share the risk, because the key thing is the level of risk. The only thing too with high risk, as we all know, the higher the risk, the higher the return. So if we did it and we made money, the money stays here, then we can venture into the other areas where we may not have explored.
Executive Director of the group, Atik Mohammed, called for termination of the contract.
With the future of Ghana, because when the transition fully happens and it is in full force, near said, Sika free oil, you just ask can be. And if this is the only substitute, if this is the substitute for oil, now you 2 year book and ye that should be said, you're tough well now, you're top, you can say oil now. Now we sooner ye be the dear. They are ye now. Your dad, you know, every high. Until a year said, there's no need for the haste.
The group also charged Parliament to suspend the contract, which is expected to be submitted before the House by the first quarter of 2024.
And let each one of you append your signature and your designation as to who you are, or who you represent. I think that's the most important, rather. Who you represent. I think that's very important. And then let's forward it to Parliament, the Speaker in Parliament. Let's forward it to the Presidency. Let's forward it to the political parties, because we don't want some of them to come behind us and start singing a different tune. It has to be the same music, the same tune that all of us should be singing. Ghana belongs to all of us. But you are the representatives. Now we call them religious bodies, that's not correct. But I think you've been inviting not only them. Is that also not correct?
Yeah.
And so let's get this to the House of Chiefs as well. And ask them to what? To support what we have done. And if you can even get the TUC, because they represent what? Labor. And let them also agree and sign it. Then it means that Ghana is what? Is speaking. I think that, to me, that's the only language that I understand. From my understanding of politics, because I said that people think that politics is the individual, because when I see all of them stand on a platform promising, vote for me and I'll go and do it, I look at them and say, stupid. What? Are you the government? You are only an MP. You have only one voice there. How can you promise you're going to do it? You can't do it. But our strength comes from our unity. That's where our strength comes from. And if all of you standing in your mosques, standing in your churches will appreciate that, then you begin to understand, because sometimes they tell you don't do politics.
One doesn't really know what the current set policy is, per se. But we do need, as a nation now, to know a new policy, a properly, clearly, well stated policy. This is how, henceforth, the Ghanaian natural resources are going to be managed. Whether you are Ghanaian, that who's the exploiter, I like using that word. Whether the exploiter is a Ghanaian or a foreigner, the lines must be clearly drawn.
That's right.
And we know what the policy is. And that's the main thing.
No, but is this presentation going to be made after you've met and interacted with the National Council of Chiefs as well as...
Is unacceptable and should not be ratified by Parliament. In other words, Parliament should not accept it on behalf of the people of Ghana because it is not in our interest. Whether they will abrogate the agreement or not, whether they will renegotiate it or not, I'm not going there. I'm not their legal advisor. All that IEA is saying is that Parliament must not, should not, ought not ratify this agreement that we have in our hands that has been signed.
How soon will you send the communication to Parliament?
Simply throw it out. Because it doesn't represent the aspirations and desires of the people of Ghana. A few people have got together and done this contract, and they are rejoicing because, guess what? I'm sure they are going to be getting a lot out of it. But we need a contract that brings prosperity not only to a few people, but prosperity to all the 32 million people of Ghana. So they should throw this contract out.
Mineral resources, as they say, the future is lithium.
Probing, probably have to indulge me to go through them systematically and trying to figure out what's been. And your question is on and going further to listen to superior argument or superior alternative or superior propositions from Ghanaians and from interest of Ghana, all of us. I mean, so we all will have the benefit of it. But so far, unfortunately, you should have done something else, or that this particular jurisdiction did it that way, so we should go on that route. We've not gotten that. I mean, you heard from the presentation, for example, that when it comes to royalties, when you go to clause 20A of the agreement of the lease, the royalty rate which we've negotiated for is 10%.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and the political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country. If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, good morning to you and welcome to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana. And today is the 14th of December 2023. We thank Almighty for giving us yet another day to go through the issues of the day. I start off with the daily graphic giving you the headlines. It says mental health comes under NHIS. President. Public Officers Law will strengthen corruption fight. AG. GCB Bank PLC launches mobile app, gives customers efficient self-service. Public raised concern over RTI payments. Ghanaian Times. Government plots new anti-corruption action plan in first quarter 2025 to replace NACAP 1. Attorney General. NCCE rallies Ghanaians to participate in district-level elections December 19. GCB unveils new mobile app. 2 policemen, 4 foreign nationals arrested for galamsey in Krokusua Hills, Dwaboso Forest. Daily Guide, a breakdown of Mayor's investment in Atlantic Lithium. Minority chase BOG's governor's removal. NPP moans Amabuzia. Digitalization eliminates corruption. AG tells UN. Cecilia Dapas made 5 others sweat over bail. GCB Bank unveils enhanced mobile app. The New Crusading Guide. AG makes case for Ghana, highlights progress in corruption fight. Deepen your CSR obligations. Duca urges Western Region Gold Dealers Association. Our commitment towards RTI unwavering upon Chroma. KGL Technology recognized as the leading ICT company at 20th Ghana Club 100 Awards. Dr. Chei Amwa to contest Offenso North parliamentary seat. And the top right corner, develop reading habits in school children. Kingsley Ajiman urges media. The Insight. Mining in forest reserves. CSOs petitioning Akufo-Addo Parliament to revoke controversial LI 2462. Lithium agreement, the lies and the twist. The world goes on strike for Palestine. Government releases 20 million Ghana cedis for payment of capitation grant for public basic schools. Educhum. Russia readies for a brave new world. The Daily Statesman. Ghana to become center of excellence for medical care. GCB revolutionizing digital banking with a recorded app. Info Minister, government is fully committed to RTI. Digitalization powerful in corruption fight. AG touts Ghana's efforts at UN. Dr. Che Asamwa to contest Offenso North seat. The Business Finder. Data of citizens critical. Let's address challenges. CJ. 68% cuts in wash sector funding. Water aid Ghana worried. EcoBank partners caught private sector to support zero malaria initiative. Daily Post. EC plots votes rigging during assembly and unit committee elections by conducting polls without indelible ink, etc. NDC rejects Ghana Barari lithium deal, calls on Parliament not to consider ratification. Ablakwa publishes proof of $20 million payment in $140 million GPGC judgment debt. All right, that's what we have for you for the newspapers and the front pages. Let's go for a breather. I'll be back.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that he hired a security guard to protect the data shed. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded to cloud storage yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Mommy. Michelle say, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Choco toothpaste, healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Choco toothpaste, Sankofa.
Yinchi, Kel Choco toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
On my long and stressful days, I long for the refreshing company of my favorite companion.
Wow, my favorite.
Tomato onions, maybe tomatoes. Hi. Oh, hello. Please, I need to know the drink you were enjoying earlier at the shop. Sure. Even on Sundays in the market, nothing is for one.
Makuma swaji.
Guess what I brought? A refreshing companion for you and I.
My favorite.
Angel Drinks. Nyamepe, nyawenichehu.
This advert is FDA approved.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
We are back bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot. you always get way more with Betway.
This advert has been vetted and approved by
Bano high sense air conditioner. You want more who do be the ultimate siho. And the other put down when you now. High sense air condition kwa and a 4-in-1 filter system. And also na buame see from a fin coin. The other put down you 1.5, 2.0 and a 2.5. The other siho no so you 4.5 and a 2.5. Air condition be anywhere chilly chain high sense air condition. Aye papa. And changing them cania, a check na one so down. Yet the gold plated fence and the copper pipes, papa pie dimu, and the air conditions. And yet the day into baby have a sunny beard when you are some and one hot. High sense and qua and about 5 years manufacturer defect warranty. So air conditioner open quadia. I say, and no one high sense. High sense. Everyday prices for everyday people.
Hey, give it to me. Hey, man. Go. One time. Stop. Ah, enough you guys. So continue.
Prepare yourself to unleash even more moolah by staking from 1 Ghana cedi to 350 Ghana cedis. And you could win 26 times your stake on the exciting new Pick 1 game from Game Pack. Play by dialing *946# on all networks via our website or download the Game Pack app on www.gamepackgames.com. Choose your Pick 1 number from 1 to 36. Place your stake and watch our live draws on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily.
Hey, live life like me with Game Pack. Game Pack, more moolah, more power.
This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly.
the biggest car center in Ghana, offering unparalleled round-the-clock service in autos and accessories. Nadam Autofix is the biggest distributors of used tires in Ghana, offering first-grade second-hand car tires of all rim sizes at both wholesale and retail prices. We are also the leading name in car sensor diagnostics, corrections and sales of car accessories. We excel in car washing and detailing with state-of-the-art steam engine washing machines that keep water away from your engine, ensuring a clean, healthy and responsive engine. Nadam Autofix, the first name in servicing, car accessories and car washing. Visit us today and experience the world of class difference. Find us today at Asoridaho, directly opposite Dansoman KFC and the Shell filling station. For more details, you can call us on 0503-244-266 or 0535-339823. Nado Motofix, Wukwain Sunyonko Papa.
Welcome back to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, and let me introduce the guest first. Ediji Tamaklu, lawyer. He's actually the Director of Legal Affairs for the NDC. He's with us. You're welcome. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Annie, and good morning to my brother, Richard. It's a long time.
Richard, good morning to you as well. Richard Ahangba is actually the Director of Communications for the NPP. He's also with us here. You're welcome. And welcome back to Accra.
Thank you.
How was your trip?
That was okay.
Whatever happened there, was it good for you? Was it in your interest?
I suppose it's an interest of Ghana and our democracy, so it was a worthwhile journey.
Okay. All right, you're welcome back. Right, so let me just remind you that MTN is rewarding you with something you already do every single day, and that is using the Momo app on the Play Store or on the App Store to do your Momo Pay. So from your day-to-day transactions, just use the Momo app to the merchant, or either through the QR code as well, or the merchant ID, and stand a chance of winning 1,000 Ghana cedis weekly and other amazing prizes. The merchants also are not left out, we say. Receive payments and win. Keep using Momo Pay on the Momo app and get rewarded. So there are lots of also exciting prizes. You want to join, visit the www.momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh for your Momo business account today as well. Momo season, it says, as just Momo with Momo Pay. Terms and conditions, of course, apply. And I'm always telling you about the Kel Kids toothpaste, which is flavored with strawberry, making it attractive for the children to brush their teeth themselves. So it also protects the children's gum and prevents cavities. It's also made for children only between the ages of 2 and 6. Okay, so it's a product from Samara Company Limited, and it's also approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Kel Kids, it says happy smile. Lift and elevators also is reminding you that it's available to install your lift in your homes, just in case you are not able to climb up your stairs easily. So in enjoying your mansion, you want to use it. Lift and elevators, it's installed in 3 days. They can do a customized one for you. You also can lift your goods as well. So visit Lift and Elevators at Sakumen or call them on 0200-535-515 or send an email to elevators@gmail.com for consultations. Now, also Amin Alternative is available. The Amin Alternative Medical Hospital is also when it comes to your health, it says that God is the healer, but they do the healing through humans. So Amin Alternative is available to help you do that. It is the first to modernize herbal and homeopathy in Ghana. They have the best medical practitioners with the state-of-the-art medical equipment curated for your need. The most obscure ailments can be diagnosed and taken care of at Amin Alternative Medical Hospital. It is at Klagon on the Lashibi Ashaman Road near the Underbridge, and they operate Monday to Saturday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call them on 0207-229-505 or 0244-227-192 to book your appointment. Amin Alternative says that God is the healer. Ultimately, you have God being your healer. Okay. Let's go straight into lithium again. And we're hoping that we'll have Mr. Easy today from Mincom to do some more explanation. Remember, we started with him last week as people started, discussing, because they had a hold of the agreement and they thought that, well, we can also share our ideas. And more ideas are coming in. Articles are being written. Civil societies are holding press conferences. IEA has held the second conference already, or the second meeting already, still sticking to its position and calling on Parliament to throw out the lease agreement. Now, NDC also has a release. Yesterday, as a political party, they brought out one release, and it says that NDC's position on the Ghana's Bari DV lithium deal. Let me see if we can take time to read excerpts of it. The National Democratic Congress has keenly followed the public discussion on the controversial mining lease agreements executed between the government of Ghana and Barari DV Ghana Limited for the exploitation of the lithium and other associated minerals in the Ewoya community of the Mfantsiman municipality of Ghana. Now, after meticulous scrutiny of the terms and of the mining lease agreement, the NDC has come to the conclusion that Ghana's Barari lithium agreement is not the best in the best interest of Ghana. One, it is an indisputable fact that mining hasn't benefited us as a nation over the years. Hence, there is a need for the urgent review of the country's existing mining laws and policies, particularly in relation to the green minerals. 2. This is why the flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, has promised to review the laws that govern the extractive industry in order for the country to maximize her share and local participation in the exploitation of the natural resources. 3. The NDC holds a view that the green minerals of the country should not be exploited based on the existing mining laws and policies, which are predominantly tailored for gold mining and have not benefited the nation for over the years. 4. We are of the firm opinion that it is about time the existing colonial model of mining lease concession agreements was reviewed. New models of the exploitation of our mineral resources, such as joint ventures and service agreements that provide for equitable benefit sharing, enhanced local participation, and value addition, should be considered as part of the review of the laws and policies governing our extractive sector. 5. Our beloved country urgently needs review mining regime that provides for the suitable funding and strengthening of Ghana's Geological Survey Authority to engage in the reconnaissance and prospecting, particularly in relation to green minerals. We believe that this, if supported by the Minerals Income and Investment Fund, MIF, under the right policy framework, will enhance the bargaining power of the state in the exploitation of our mineral resources. 6. It is for these reasons that the Kufuor-Bawumia government should have extensively engaged all affected local communities as well as key stakeholders, CSOs, in the extractive sector before executing the Borari Lithium Agreement. Sadly, there has been very little engagement by government with affected local communities and key stakeholders in the processes leading to the execution of the controversial lithium deal. The NDC believe that all stakeholders in the extractive sector must have a say in the kind of law and module under which lithium and other green minerals should be exploited for maximum benefit of the state. 7. Aside from fundamental issues enumerated above, there are certain germane issues about the terms of Ghana Borari DV lease agreements that are worth highlighting. The first and foremost is the requirements in the mining lease for the establishment of the chemical plant to process our lithium locally is very weak, to say the least. In fact, that's a point of concern for me anyway. And it says that we note with concern that under Schedule 2 of the lease agreement, the establishment of the local chemical plant by the company is not mandatory, but contingent on the conduct of the scoping study to determine the economic viability of the processing of lithium in Ghana. Point 2. Even more worrying is the fact that paragraph 1B and C and D of Schedule 2 of the lease agreement envisages the inability of the company, Borari DV, to meet these requirements. This makes no sense of the claim by government to raw lithium, that no raw lithium will be exported from Ghana under the agreement. And secondly, there are no specific provisions in the mining lease that emphasize Ghana's control over the lithium mining value chain and benefits thereof. The extractive sector, the ability of a country to optimize gains from the value chain is surest way of domesticating benefits. And the other point is the NDC wants the deal to provide a clear and unambiguous strategy of maximizing the benefits of lithium mining through value chain participation. There is therefore the need for the mandatory requirement for the local processes of raw lithium before it is exported out of the country and a 100% take-off for the byproducts thereof, feldspar, silica, kaolin, etc., and for local industries and manufacturing companies. III says that on a claim by government by the Borari DV will be paying corporate tax of 35% under the deal, it is important for the government to clarify the status of the company and provide a full facts relative to concessions that have been granted the company. It goes on and on. There are 2 extra pages, but for the sake of time, let me pause and add a story about mining too. I know that there is there's a company that petitioned to Otumfuo about mining. It says that CSOs petitioned to Otumfuo on forest reserve mining LI. The coalition of civil society organizations has sent a plea to the Asante throne and the National House of Chiefs urging intervention to revoke the controversial Environmental Protection Mining Forest Reserve Regulation LI 2462. The coalition urges that the regulation enacted in June 2022 poses a significant threat to Ghana's natural heritage and jeopardize the country's commitment to forest protection and the fight against climate change. The CSOs, in a petition dated December 8, 2023, and signed by Seth Apiakubi of the Arocha Ghana, addressed to Asante Otumfuo 32 II and the National House of Chiefs, expressed concern over the clandestine nature of the regulation's passage, bringing to it the public's attention only in March 2023. According to the CSOs, prior to LI 2462, Ghana's forest reserve were safeguarded by existing legislation and environmental guidelines. However, this new regulation, if left unchallenged, could rapidly dismantle these protections, they worried. The narrative unfolds against the backdrop of the constitutional duty imposed on the government to protect and preserve the national environment, including essential elements like forest, water, resources, wildlife, and the petition said. On the front page of the newspaper, the Insight, it says that mining in forest reserves, CSOs petitioning Akufo-Addo Parliament to revoke the controversial LI 2462. So they're going around petitioning, the appropriate bodies to also look into forest reserve that we have now created an LI to allow for mining within these forest reserves. So we'll tie it into the lithium that the NDC has also have its voice heard on it. Lawyer, I'll start with you since your party released the statement yesterday.
So once again, good morning to our cherished viewers. As you're aware, exploitation of natural resources usually raises a lot of sentiments. And so in order to ensure that the minerals to be mined benefit the people, various legislations have been put in place to, as it were, allow for greater transparency, scrutiny of the terms of these agreements. It's also instructive to note that in the current legal regime that we have, particularly the 1992 Constitution, there is a requirement that for a mining lease, whatever description you give it, it requires parliamentary ratification for validity. And this position appears to have affirmation from the apex court of the land. Now, with that said, you'll notice that the specific agreement between the government of Ghana, acting by Mr. Samuel Abu Jinapo, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, and Barari DV Ghana Limited, that particular agreement has come under a lot of public scrutiny. And I have in my hand a copy of the said mining lease agreement. Now, you notice that civil society groups, prominent individuals in this country, among others, have raised legitimate concerns about this whole agreement. What that already suggests is that government's rush in concluding this agreement dated the 20th day of October 2023 was one done without broader public consultation. So even on that level alone, you will notice that if there was the needed public consultation, possibly would have come out with an agreement that looks a bit better than what the Honorable Samuel Jinapo had signed as we speak. Now, the challenge with this agreement comes in many forms. Like I pointed out, this country, at least in the last 150 years, has engaged in the mining of natural resources in different forms and shape. I mean, today, if you go to some of our oldest mines in Obuasi, and you compare the level of development of Obuasi to another town that is associated with the exploitation of minerals within the same Africa, here Johannesburg, the difference is like night and day. So what comes across easily is that how come, or what lessons have we as a people learned from the Obuasi experience? What have we learned from that? So that in the last 150 years, we have been doing massive gold mining in Obuasi. We have extracted billions of dollars worth of gold from Obuasi. But if you compare Obuasi to another town like Johannesburg, you want to weep. What is it about our mining strategy over the past 150 years has resulted in the kind of challenge that we have? What lessons have we learned from the Johannesburg experiment? What is it that we can do to make sure that even towns affected by mining, I mean, there will be something better for them to say that, okay, the natural resources that God endowed us with, this is the benefit that has come from it. That has been the concern. In fact, of all the people that I've heard, from the former Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Sophia Akufo, the Council of State member, Senior Lawyer Sam Okujeto, the Office of the National Chief Imam, the IEA, Dr. John Kwache, and the many others, Professor Jampo, and all the other persons that have intervened in this conversation, all that they are asking for is what can we do so that Ghana becomes a greater beneficiary of these minerals that we have found. You see, Annie, in 2019, when Mr. Akufo-Addo wanted, as it were, in his words, to enhance the punishment for engaging in illegal mining activities, he went before Parliament and got the Minerals and Mining Act 703 amended into Act 995 to enhance the punishment if you engage in galamsey or the related activities. And so to those who say that the current legal regime allows for this agreement, and that this agreement taken within the current legal regime is the best, my response to it is that it can be better. And because it can be better, if Mr. Akufo-Addo was minded, he could have just amended the Minerals and Mining Act, review the existing legal regime, and say that, look, we have experimented diamond. Go to Akwitia. So much diamond mined from Akwitia. But Akwitia is nowhere near a town that you can boast of and say, this town that has produced so much diamond, this is how it looks like. Obuasi, go to Takwa. Go to the major mining towns and see, after over 100 years of mining activities in those areas, what we have to show for. And so, if the president was minded, what you do, usually upon discovery of such, important mineral, is what you do is you call for a national stakeholder conversation where you bring local communities, where you bring CSOs, where you bring the best of your talent in mining, your best talent. You bring all of them to sit at the table and ask them as a president, possibly chairing it, and said, look, this mineral is a trendy mineral. I mean, today, almost everything useful. And on this panel, from our mobile phones, our laptops, and everything that we're using, you will see something around lithium around them. And today, the advent of electric cars and others. So as a president, you are saying that, look, with the lessons that we have learned from gold, from manganese, from diamond, I want to act different. And it is that thing that regrettably Akufo-Addo lacked when it came to this particular resource. And I remember vividly, when we discovered oil, the existing legislation then was PNDC law 64 and I think 84. The one that established GMPC, and then the one that established the then regulatory framework for petroleum resources, 84. What did we do? We had to go to Parliament. Because then President Kufuor signed the initial petroleum agreement under the existing law. With the benefit of hindsight, with broader consultation, we had to now go and pass the new petroleum exploration and production law. We did that. We had to go to Parliament to pass the Petroleum Revenue Management Act. We have to go to Parliament to pass what is called the Petroleum Commission Law. We have to go and get various airlines, local participation, among other things, in order to increase the benefit to Ghana. So having discovered lithium in commercial quantity of the nature that we are discussing today, the expectation is that there would have been a certain demonstrable thought leadership where the president will say, look, I am going to do A, B, C, D differently. And the position the NDC is advancing today is that, first of all, we are urging our members of parliament, should this document find its way to the floor, it must be overwhelming rejection. Whether we have the numbers or not, it must be rejected. And that, for me, will send a lesson to whoever the investor is, that the new government is not going to allow the status quo to remain. Because if you're an investor and the red flags are already there, you should know what you are putting your money into.
Which new government are you talking?
I mean, the new investor. Obviously, 2025, there will be a new regime. You understand? And the message to these investors is that, listen, remember that you are signing on to an agreement that tomorrow will be subject to a review. So the earlier you ask leadership today to go and relook at this agreement, the better protection you can have for your investment. And look, I have listened to quite some prominent individuals who have also said, well, within the existing legal regime, well, this agreement is the best. With the greatest respect to these individuals, some I hold in very high esteem. It can be better. You understand? It can be better. We can do something more beneficial. Look, there's a particular country, and I was having a discussion with my senior, Chile. When they discovered such minerals, right, you know what they did? They had to basically get some of their best talents and get the country to own the process, right? To own the process. What Ghanaians are simply asking is, I mean, to the point of nationalizing the whole value chain of this mineral. Yes, it's true. It has to take the intervention of a company to make this commercial finding. That's one of the places that we have lacked direction, leadership, and focus. In the sense that, listen, if we have a proper geological survey department, properly equipped, They will have the capacity to do some of these reconnaissance activities well ahead. So that once you have your data, you have a better appreciation of the commerciality of these deposits. When these companies come and you go to sit down with them, you are in a better position to negotiate favorable terms than allowing them to put their resources to go in there, do their own reconnaissance, do all the heavy lifting, and then you now want to come. But I strongly believe that, look, some of the best miners, some of the best mining experts in the world are persons of Ghanaian descent. People who understand mining have association with this country. And so if Mr. President says, listen, I want our best talent within our mining sector to provide me a national policy on lithium, would have gotten something that is far, far, far better than the current legal regime. If you look at, I've listened to the Honorable Abujinapo, where he makes the point that, the current existing structure says that, we can do royalties not below 6%. We have negotiated for a percentage better than that. So clap for us, I beg you. That exercise possibly is one that may end up in mediocrity. To the extent that, was it the only option on the table? Are we saying that that is the only thing that we could have done on the table? Definitely not. If you look at lithium, and I understand there are other places where they deposit, and I'm very confident that subsequent agreements will see better improvement. If you go to OT, you go to part of Volta and others, they are lithium deposits. But this particular agreement as it stands now is not good for Ghana. It can be done better. And at this point, where we all appears to concede that the level of consultation was not broad enough, I will urge Mr. Akufo-Addo, even though he has a year more to leave office, to hold on with this agreement for the time being. Because the agreement having been signed by the minister confers nothing useful in terms of validity, in terms of constitutionality, unless it goes to Parliament. So before it gets to Parliament, Mr. President, respectfully, call for a national dialogue on lithium. Let's have all the best experience, expertise in mining globally. Let's get the likes of Madame Sophia Akufo, her leadership. Let's get all the mining experts, professors. Look, I believe that if you should ask a student of UMAT, Takwa, to provide a model on competition among the students on what best we can do for our lithium, some of the guys in those schools are so talented, brilliant, that they'll come out with ideas, both business-wise, mining technology-wise, that ultimately will elevate this country. We do not want to go through the Zimbabwean experience with lithium. No. This agreement as it stands, it's like the agreement that what's the name? That governor, Gorgesberg. Mm-hmm. The kind of agreement Gorgesberg and co were signing for our mineral resources. That is why we are doing in 2023. My senior Abujinapo, the Gorgesberg agreements are not different from the agreement you have signed. At all.
Why do you say so?
Colonial era agreements. That's what this one looks like.
That's what everybody's saying, but they've told you that having gotten 10%, It's a much better deal.
Better in terms of what? Mediocrity. Look, this is a mineral that will be so relevant in the next 30, 40 years. More so when there's a certain energy transition going on. That energy transition and the value chain, how are we going to be a beneficiary? And I say this always. Annie, how many years have we been exporting cocoa? Annie, we've been doing cocoa exports for the past, if I'm not mistaken, 150 years. What have we been exporting? Raw cocoa. I am not sure if you go to Switzerland today, you will see a cocoa tree there. Meanwhile, Switzerland makes more from cocoa than we, who are the farmers. We, who are the ones farming cocoa. How did this happen to us? So there is enough literature, there is enough experience today of why we cannot, with this lithium find, make the same mistake. At this point, I do not even want to have this conversation within the confines of NDC MPP. What is best for Ghana? Look, my brother here has stayed a long time in the US of A. If the US had made this finding, US will set up a company that will process the raw lithium. US will set up a company that will turn whatever thing that is processed into final products. So that at the end of the day, all the benefits relative to the value chain will remain in the United States of America. At least if not for anything at all, his experience in the US will give him these benefits. I want to believe that if he was consulted, my brother here, if he was consulted, he would have come out with something better than what we have today. The lack of consultation, what appears to be obvious lack of foresight relative to the benefit of lithium in the next 50 years. This lithium alone can be a game changer. But it all depends on how we will have this national conversation. I am not happy with the state of Obuasi. I am not happy. Whether under NDC or MPP, PNDC, Nkrumah or whatever, I am not happy with Obuasi. I am not happy with Dunkwa. I am not happy with the state of Ayamfuri. I am not happy with the state of Daman. I think we can do something better. And we can do it better if we own the entire value chain. Can you imagine that it has to take us less than 10 years to now start processing gold in this country? How did this happen? Until you process, not much value. Today, our oil, we get it straight. It doesn't even come to Accra. Straight on the high seas, we'll go and sell it. Go to Nigeria today. Just one individual called Dangote, right, has been able to do a refinery that we are struggling as 32 million people to put up. I mean, are we saying that the best of our talent, this is all that we can have? And I've listened to a conversation where people say, listen, this Barari DV or whatever they call them, why not rather engage them to provide you a service where you are the owner? So for instance, as usual with us, the person has the expertise. Bring the person home. Set up a holding company. So for instance, in this case, if it's about money, every year we are making over $200 million from gold royalties among the very thing that Mr. Akufo-Addo wanted to use for the Ejapa deal, where a few individuals would possibly hijack the process. But this time round, you don't do it that way. It's coming to the Mineral Income Investment Fund. That money is there. So you can get a situation where Myth will now hold a company, 100% owned by government of Ghana, 100%. So that the ultimate beneficiary will be us. Then now you can now go and say, well, we do not have the expertise. Richard Anyagba and Sons Company have the expertise. So come and provide us that expertise at a fee, payable with a certain amount of whatever you get from the lithium. So that with the benefit of time, so if you are doing it for 30 years, that service agreement, you will be paid based on how much you get at a negotiated better terms. And the NDC's position is simple. We believe that it is not too late. We can do something. In the specifics, if you go to, and maybe I'll conclude on this, if you go to the Schedule 2, I want to just read something to you. I mean, the conversation has been that, oh, government of Ghana can get A, B, C, D in terms of the benefit. Feasibility studies. Now, if you come back, upon the grant of the mining lease, the company shall commence a scoping study to evaluate the economic benefit. Seriously? You signed the agreement before. You want the company to now give you an evaluation of the economic benefit within the downstream. Mr. Jinapo, how could you have put your signature to this? You get all these things.
Maybe because it's a lease agreement.
No, listen carefully. You see, at the point of negotiation,
upon the grant, is it upon the grant of the mining lease?
Yes.
The company shall undertake upon the grant of the lease.
No, you now want the company to now go undertake a study.
Yeah.
Which study will now come and inform you.
Yeah. Even in the contract, there's a part that it says that as it continues to mine and it discovers any other minerals, it has to inform.
No, I mean those ones were even. I'm even talking about this lithium as it stands.
Yes.
Per this agreement, he is saying that upon the grant of this mining lease, which is now, the company shall commence a scoping study to evaluate the economic benefit of the downstream conversion of the concentrate in Ghana and will submit a report of its finding within 4 months. Usually when you go to B.
That's B.
Yes, B. I underlined it, B. The whole idea is that, you see, these things should be in existence. This is what will inform your negotiation. Because you see, like a market, right? Because you want to take a decision now, but you do not have all the information available to you, you must be very cautious. So that the decisions you make today, especially those you will be signing to, you make sure that ultimately it becomes beneficial. At least you have an idea of what the economic benefit within the convention will be.
But you can't.
As you speak, no.
Yeah.
That is because our own institutions that are supposed to help in those evaluations have not been strengthened enough.
Okay. Let me
As we speak, can we say confidently that post this signing, the Minerals Commission, the Geological Survey Department, among those allied institutions, have this scoping report? No.
No.
We should have been in position to develop some of these things. And so if you look at the schedule, and again it says that subject to the outcome of the scoping study, the company shall establish a chemical plant for refining the concentrate in Ghana. I mean, subject to them presenting a report.
Which one? Okay.
That's C. Then it says, where the company is unable to establish a chemical plant, the company shall make concentrate available to any chemical plant.
Yeah, subject to the scoping.
I mean, and this is the best that we claim we can generate. Obviously not.
Richard.
Annie.
When you let me ask you this question. You know, there was a I think 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, when Mr. Isi was here, he said I think what they had to do was to upload the agreement so that everybody will have access to it, and then they can. So you can see that there's good results of uploading the agreements. Because
in the spirit of accountability.
Yes, well, I don't know. I don't know about that. but I want to believe that maybe some of you who speak for government on a daily basis, you were involved in this process, were you?
Anyway, that's not really a question.
That's my question.
I mean, well, that's your question.
Were you involved in this process?
But you see, before I get to that point...
Were you involved? Were you involved? What's the extent of your involvement?
This topic is very funny. You know, my brother... And
the way you're laughing is like you don't have anything to say.
I have plenty. It's just like I'm just completely flabbergasted by the NDC, you know, particularly the NDC on this matter. But before I engage that, first of all, let me commend the Minister for Information. You know, yesterday, I thought we would discuss that. The forum that he held yesterday, 3 years after the RTI's implementation, ostensibly to elicit people's views on the implementation and get ideas on how that implementation process can be enhanced, all in the spirit of promoting transparency and access to information. I think that he deserved great commendations for that. The government also deserved great commendation for many years. This has been on our legislative table to try and pass that act. Finally, it's been passed in 2019, and I want to commend the minister for shepherding it and ensuring that the administrative processes that is put in place is working and people are accessing information. I think a while last year you saw a lot of people applying for that, and the result of it is been very good, and it's enriched our public discourse, and all of us are better for it. Our democracy particularly is better for it. So I think that is a milestone achievement of the minister, of this government, and I think that Ghanaians should continue to leverage that act to deepen our democracy. And also a very good morning to all MPP communicators across the country and the party members. A very wonderful morning to our flag bearer, His Excellency Dr. Reasons why the New Patriotic Party must win in 2024, and then form a government in 2025. You see, everything my good brother has talked about, everything the NDC is penned on this paper, is not a solution. It's talk. Better, you heard him. Oh, something better, better. Question is, what is better? What is the better? What is before us? And the deal has been agreed before us is better than anything that has occurred in this country. So what is better in their vocabulary? What is it? They have not spoken to anything. They have not said anything.
The word better is used by the IEA.
Okay, I'm just saying, I'm referring. Hold on.
The pro-East MP, Pabna Donko, it's been captured at some places that he supports the agreement. He's also giving conditions to make it better.
Annie, please allow me. I'm speaking to Eduji, who represents the NDC, who has brought this statement, which we are discussing. He spoke here and said better, something better, better, consultation better, better. He's what he said. What is the better? Because they had time to stipulate for us what the better is in this document, but they didn't bring it. Where is the better and what is the better according to the NDC? Where is it?
You are not listening.
Hold on. You see, where is it? Before you, it's a deal that in the history of this country, we have not had before. Okay? Now, so if you have better, you tell us what that better is, then we can discuss your better.
It's on the first page.
Which is what?
Point 4.
So everything that I've said here, you are not...
You've not stipulated that. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to have you tell us, Adi. So what is the better?
Point 4.
Which is the better? Yes,
we are of the firm opinion that it is about time the existing colonial model of mining lease concession agreement was reviewed. The new models for the exploitation of our minerals resources, such as joint venture and service agreements.
That's better.
That provides for equitable... that provide for equitable benefit sharing, enhanced local participation, and value addition should be considered as part of the review of the laws and policies governing our extractive sector.
That is just talk.
It's part of the
it's
better.
It's not better.
It's just
because
talk.
The better, that proposition here is numbers. That tells you what you are likely to get, what you're not likely to get. The joint venture or service agreement, they have their own constraints.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes,
so
but,
that's
but,
not a solution. It's just telling us what exists, what or possibly we can get. But I'm saying that what you think concretely is what we can get. Say that. They say one or the other. They should say service agreement is better and justify it. You get what I'm saying? They should say that lease agreement is not better and show why it's not better.
No, but
no,
even
no, please,
what
please.
you look for a hybrid.
No, just leave
Nobody
this matter.
elevate one above the other.
No,
you look for a one that satisfies
so
the
I'm
interest of
saying,
Ghanaians.
just relax. I was here when you were speaking. The question I'm posing to you is that in your presentation
I thought
here,
you wanted a response. I thought you wanted a response, but go ahead.
See, you have a chance to tell Ghanaians what is better because you've been talking about this deal not being better. Is that not the case?
Yeah.
So if you are coming with better, don't give us alternatives. Don't vacillate and say one or the other. Pick one which you think is better and justify that to us. Is this service agreement they want? Because obviously they don't want lease agreement. Service agreement, what is their justification? What's the basis and the evidence that a service agreement is better and that is more workable? They haven't done that. So in effect, the NDC just was talking. They didn't bring any solution in this one. Nothing. So you come to a discussion, you are just coming there to talk and go, not offer any solution and just say what is on table is bad. You understand? That cannot be a conversation in this country. What is the better that you are offering? A whole political party. And you talk about review the law. NDC is not a new party in this country, as if they haven't been in government. They were just in government 8 years ago. When we're mining in this country, it talks about Bossy and the rest, which collapsed under them, right? So why is it that they haven't reviewed the law if they thought that the laws needed review? They are talking as if they just woke up and they're a new political party that has been formed. No, please. LG, that's why I'm just laughing. I'm looking at them, I'm wondering, are they taking us for a ride? Because all these things they are saying, Annie, it's just patronizing English language they have written. Patronizing, oh, we want better. So that to make the thing look bad without offering alternative, no, we want better. That's their campaign. That's what they want to do. They're just talking. Talking. I can't read this thing for the life of me and get any serious solution out of this. Nothing. Just English. That's it, Eduji. Nothing at all. So you who come to a table with no solution, now you are moralizing to people there's some better to be gotten. What is that better? We want to know, NDC. We want to know the better you are proposing. What is it? Don't be hiding behind IEA conversation comments by the former Chief Justice, conversation by lawyer Sabo Kujeto, and all of that. You can't hide behind them. You show us you are a major stakeholder. What is your better? We want to know. They don't have anything better. But this on the table is better. Go to Parliament, let Parliament show reason why it's not better, let them ratify it or reject it. That conversation is simple. What has been done is not enforceable until Parliament ratifies it. So what is the conversation at all? Unless that in this country, we just want to oppose things. Really, anybody who is talking have not said the best. What is it? What is it? So this conversation...
anybody who is not talking have not said the best.
I'm saying that what is the better? I want to hear what the better is. You understand? Yes. If we have 100% of everything, if we have 20, 30, 40%, it's okay. We like it if we get everything for ourselves. But is it possible? It's an interface. It's a negotiation. But what we have gotten on the table, you can say relatively that it's not the best, but this is unprecedented. We've not had this before. You agree with me? So it's a starting point. And for me, in terms of negotiation, I think that this is a good starting point. And if anybody thinks that this is not good, then the person should come with an alternative. I think I listened to Mr. AC here on the program with Randy, and he was doing some analysis about the decision that goes, or the conversation
that goes on the market.
Exactly. In terms of what went into the agreement, that is a rational conversation between two interested parties, so that the company on the other side of the table has an interest, has options, so that if Ghana is saying that we want 10% royalties, right? We want 13% carried interest, and the company sees that it's not feasible, there are alternatives in the sub-region where they can probably want to venture and get their business exploited or their business objective achieved. So Ghana, in wanting to be competitive, will have to give and take certain, incentives on the table. So it's a conversation that has happened in real time, considering the interest of the country and the interest of the people who want to exploit them.
I have a problem with. I understand your point. I understand his point. I have a problem with involvement of stakeholders. This is a major decision. First time Ghana ever is going for lithium. It's going to be, as we're saying, the next big thing. There's a part of the deal that says.
Annie, let me finish. You are just stopping my train of thought.
I'm just giving you. There's a part of the deal that says that the average price is like we're hedging the price of the life of the mine. We're paying, or we're having the price pegged at 1,410 per ton. This is something that is going to be big in the future. So if price increases, we're not going to benefit. If you check what the law says about members of Regional Lands Commission, membership of Regional Lands Commission, a Regional Lands Commission shall consist of following persons appointed by minister responsible for lands and natural resources. They are all involved. The chairman, who is neither the minister nor the state of minister. We have the representative of the following, which is the bodies in each of the nominated body concerned: Regional House of Chiefs, each district assembly within the region, the department responsible for town and country planning, a nominee for Ghana Bar Association practicing the region, nominee for Ghana Institute of Surveyors practicing region, blah, 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 blah. I have a story that says that...
Honey, you're just going around. Let me just deal with the matter. I mean, I don't know why you are interrupting me this much.
Will resist lithium mining. The Futu chief was yesterday. Yeah. And I was wishing Mr. Iti come so he answered, because he addressed this the last time he came. Yeah. The 8th says that the paramount chief of the Futu traditional area conveyed the traditional council disinterest in allowing the lithium mining on their land. The chief expressed concerns about the potential environment impact on their stream, lagoon, and hunting grounds crucial for the annual Obuachi Festival. Speaking on the Class FM, Negati outlined 3 main reasons against any form of mining in the area. He emphasized that lithium mining, being surface mining, will destroy the stream mining lagoon, jeopardize the status of Ramsar site of international importance. Additionally, hunting grounds integral to Abuaji Festival will be compromised, which means he actually debunked. In fact, the minister even debunked that it was going to affect.
Honorable Afenyo Markin has spoken to this very elaborately.
Yes, but yesterday the chief spoke to it
No
again.
problem, but I'm saying that
I'm just trying to expose some of the things that is bringing too many criticisms, because we didn't do broad consultation.
No. See, this talk about consultation is a fallacy.
Why?
No, hold on. It's a fallacy. The NDC is piping this to create the impression that...
Forget the NDC.
No, but it's their document you started a conversation with.
I understand, but I'm just trying to say that this has been...
With respect.
Become very national.
You won't let me finish speaking. Maybe I should let you talk.
You asked him a specific question. He can't answer.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Who did you consult?
LDG.
Go ahead.
When you were speaking, I was here.
Yes, go ahead.
I was here.
Go ahead.
Annie, just stop interrupting me and let me have all these things that you have brought has nothing to do with the matter I'm making. The question is, thank you. The question of consultation is a fallacy, because this is a deal prepared. It's going to go before the people's representatives to be examined and ratified. So it's not as if it's a conclusive matter that we are going to enforce and nobody has had a bite on it. This is yet to go to Parliament. So what is the business of consultation that haven't been done? Consultation is going to be done duly with members of Parliament who represent all of us. So, yes, that's the democracy we're practicing. We're practicing democracy. It's a representative democracy, and for your information, it's not a direct democracy, which is different. That they have to come and consult me, you, and all of us. It's a representative democracy through our representative in Parliament.
What's the difference?
Please, the difference is that in a direct democracy, your view must be sought, his view must be sought, mine must be sought, every single person's view must be sought in a direct democracy.
Yes.
But in a representative democracy, the act is going to, the agreement is going to go to Parliament for our representatives to examine it.
Yes.
And they examine it on our behalf. So that if I'm an MP of Ketu South, for example, in going to examine this, I'll go to my people and talk to them. This thing, hold on, please. So we go to Ketu South and talk to the people. And I beg you, I'm trying to give you some information, so just listen. So in a representative democracy, the MP has a responsibility if he feels that his people are not happy about a thing. He does town halls to take their input. On the basis of that, he makes argument in Parliament. So the deal, as have been agreed, when it goes to Parliament, by definition, is a consultation process with the people's representative, which then is a consultation with me through my MP. You understand? So this whole thing about it's not consultative enough, it's a fallacy, and the NDC knows it. They're just throwing things out there, just like a document they are writing full of English and no substance. That's the same thing they are doing. But I'm saying that we are in a serious position as a country to take advantage of lithium, which is a future potential for development of this country. Conversation about let's get better, let's get a better deal for Ghana. It's a welcome conversation. But what is it? What is it? What has been offered? Okay, is somebody telling me that a rational conversation or a serious conversation, Annie, would be that we have 10% royalties, which is more than what we've had before. Better would be there's a potential that we can get 20. There's a potential we can get 10. Sorry, we can get 15 to 25. This is how we can get it. Nobody has said that. No, everybody is saying better. We have 13% free carried interest. Somebody saying this is not good should tell us, there's a potential we can get 20, we can get 50, we can get 70, we can get 80. Then you show us how we do that. But if everybody is just saying that, there's better, we are not having that conversation of how it is better. And if I tell you you're not hosting this show well, I should tell you what is it you are not doing well to host the show. Okay? But anybody, you stop saying because what you have brought here is vain English. Nothing is in it.
You can't say
No, you can't say because that's how it's coming to say You understand?
You concede that the level of consultation was problematic.
No.
Now you sign an agreement.
No, he has not admitted.
No, he admits.
No.
How did he admit it?
So you believe that? No, you asked him. That even him, as a principal spokesperson of this government,
how were they involved in the process?
What was
in
the
coming
level?
You just won't allow me to speak because
he doesn't know.
Okay. But hold on. But I just answered that question.
He knows. He just doesn't want to say.
Please. I just answered that question to you.
That you were involved.
That the consultation.
You have the consultation and IEA were not involved.
You just listen to
the level of consultation.
I'm just listening.
Go ahead.
Listen. What is happening and what will happen before Parliament is a substantive consultation you need on a deal like this because it has to be ratified by Parliament. Just hold on. Hold on.
No, I disagree.
No, okay, fine. But I'm just telling you, you need to listen to me carefully. I'm saying it's a substantive consultation you have to make because that is consequential. That makes the deal implementable.
You don't understand the ratification process. Parliament does not execute a mining lease first. Parliament doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Hold on. So the execution is done by a minister. So for instance, in Parliament suo motu cannot say we are imposing royalty rate of 50% on
Please.
It is the work of the executive.
I appreciate
the transition.
I'm just even saying that even before the ratification stage,
there should have been consultation.
If the people on the ground decide to fight you, when you go on the ground, Barari DV goes to the ground to mine. And the local people say, as they are saying, that we are not going to allow you. How successful have you been in implementing this agreement?
It's had to be re-implemented.
I'm just asking a question.
Oh my God, Annie, I appreciate if you just.
You are making it look like it's Annie that is difficult, but we are not understanding where you are.
No, because everything you have said, and I'm just trying to let you understand that you have not said anything is what you have problem with. You see, Annie, just listen. You have questions, you ask questions. By the time I finish, those questions will not arise. Okay? Even the matter of consultation with the traditional council leaders and all of that, those things have been taken care of because the substantive matter of saying that it will breach some traditional and a protected area has been said not to be true. So those matters has been resolved. I'm saying that the document as we have before us is not enforceable. Okay? Upon Parliament's ratification, examination and ratification of that, the document will become enforceable. So in its present form, it's not enforceable. Now, before Parliament reaches that point of ratifying it, it will be examined. And that's what everybody is encouraging Parliament to do. I said that is good, right? That's good. The conversation about better, we're saying that will occur in Parliament. So Parliament will have to show reason to say that this is not better, this is better. And so we can deal with the thing. So it's not just a matter of it is not better, so therefore what? Right? So Parliament will do that consultation. And I'm telling you that in a representative democracy, that is a substantive consultation process that will be happening in Parliament. So nothing untoward has been done. You understand? That is how it ought to be. Because a deal put together, okay, with consultation with experts, okay, having been put together, will go to Parliament and Parliament will examine it and say that this is good or it's not good. And they don't have to do that by fiat. They have to show reason why. Okay? And when Parliament does that, Parliament is being consulted on the deal. This is the point I'm making. The Parliament's ratification process is consultation. And that consultation in a representative democracy is a consultation with me through my MP. That's the point I'm making. You understand? So, for me, there is nothing really amiss. What needs to be done is to have Parliament have that conversation. I'm interested. I listened to lawyer Samuel Kujeto, the former Chief Justice, speak to the issue of saying Parliament must improve it. Parliament must do this. Parliament must scrutinize it. Some have gone as far as saying that Parliament must reject. Parliament will not just go and sit there and reject it. They must show reason why it ought to be rejected. There are key voices in this country who are for this deal.
And there are key voices who are against this deal.
We've spoken about those who are against it. But I just mentioned people's names who are against it. I'm telling you others who are for it. Yes. So why do you want to tell me what I've already said?
It's a balanced situation.
I'm just honey, you are not listening. I just called Honorable Samuel Kujeto's name, the former Chief Justice.
Attacking me.
No, because you are just creating needless problems. I just mentioned to you. Wait.
Now you're being abusive.
No, I'm not. But you just heard me. Did you hear me mention Samuel Kujeto's name? Hold on. Did you hear me mention Samuel Kujeto's name? Did you hear me mention the former Chief Justice's name before you asked your question? Yes. Those are voices that are against it. Yes. And I told you even before you asked your question that there's those who have gone as far as to say that Parliament should reject it. Those are the voices against it. Now I am telling you key voices that are for it. So I've presented the two sides for you. Why are you asking me a question that I've already answered?
You see,
please, just stop asking me questions because everything you are asking me, I've answered. I'm answering your question.
You haven't answered everything I've asked you, Richard. That's why I keep asking you questions. I ask you, you don't answer.
What question have you asked me?
You go ahead.
Stop creating this false impression that everything you've just asked me about there are key voices that are against it. But before you ask that question, I told you the voices who are against it. And I'm telling you voices who are for it. So what's the basis of your question? You just enjoy asking me questions when I'm talking. When you were just blabbing around, you didn't ask me any question. Everything you said was just English. Nothing. You didn't say better. You didn't say anything. You didn't ask me a question. You should have asked him, what is the better? Let me stop asking, what is the better?
You should respond to it.
What is the better he was talking about for many hours?
The better is that
you have 3 minutes to respond
to that. Better is that as we speak, the shareholding that Minister Abu-Jinapor and others have submitted to Parliament shows that a so-called landowners will be having 4.4% shareholding. Who are these people? Who are the beneficial owners of these people? Don't we deserve to know?
So that's better.
So you want more information?
Is that in the spirit? You see the consultative process that is running away from. And he knows that in this country, you cannot have consultation where you want to appreciate the economic benefit of a green mineral like lithium, and you say IEA were not involved in that conversation.
He said,
it's just not possible. Wait. You say I on this platform. You see, who decides what is substantial? You have signed a Georgesburg era mining lease.
Okay, which says what?
Which mining lease effectively makes this country worse off.
Oh, Massa.
And I'm saying that.
How does it make
Wait.
He's asking the question, how? You answer it. You should answer that question. Why? How does it make Ghana worse off?
Ultimately, as far as this agreement is concerned, even the Schedule 2, I just read the details to you. The real benefit when it comes to lithium is not going to be exporting the raw lithium. No. So if you have a colonial agreement that effectively says that whatever you get, the byproduct should go outside. How different is it from the various cocoa agreement that you have signed? How different is it from the various minerals? And if, as of now, my brother Richard believes that this is the best, and it's unfortunate.
But you see, Annie, okay, so he's...
How can these people be duty bearers?
You see, look at this.
How can these people be duty bearers?
Don't worry. Look, he's talking. See, the NDC, and I blame the media because you are not holding them accountable. You ask him a simple question, he cannot answer. You didn't answer. The substantial matter of this agreement is what Ghana gets out of it. This extra matters of information and all of that is secondary to the substantial issue of what do we get in terms of our development. I was thinking that he would tell me that, okay, well, there's a 1%, allocation for community development. I want him to tell me that maybe 2% is better, 3% is better, and you can justify it and show practice elsewhere, so we can have conversation about that. This reading of English and trying to interpret it to mean something is, for me, not the matter. The matter is that when this is said and done, before our oil, the royalties we get is what? It's less than 10%. Is that not the case? This, we've got 10%. Tell me that 10% is bad, we should go and get 5%, or we should get 15%. That's the conversation. That's a substantial matter of the deal. Okay? We are getting 13% carried interest. Okay? That is not good. We should get 15, 20. Tell me, and you show me why we can get that. Okay? About 6% other of interest that MIF is getting, 6%, and another 3% in the local company that we're getting, a total of 19%. Is that not correct? Is that okay? That's not okay. Let's have conversation about that. That's the substantial matter of the deal. These other things that you are talking about are not the core issues.
Could we not have done that we're talking about? Could we not have done that if we had done a bigger committee level consultation where everybody would have been given the opportunity to do this, basic analysis of doing comparison? I think if we get 2% in the communities, it's better because of A, B, C, D. Then everybody can appreciate where they are coming from.
I agree.
Then we can put it together before getting to Parliament for ratification.
No problem. You see,
it makes it easy even for Parliament.
Annie, I just answered that question for you. That I'm saying that ours is a representative democracy. Yes, you can do that. But you can do what you're saying, which is something that occurs in a direct democracy, where it is direct person-to-person democracy, that everybody must have a say. That there are two things. It's a principle.
They are not separate things.
No, they are.
I deliberately asked you to give me the difference, but they work alongside each other. Wait. The direct democracy and representative work hand in hand. It's like how we did what do you call it? The national plan.
This is not just talk. I'm telling you something that is ideological. Just look at it. Just Google direct democracy and then read it to your listeners. I'm telling you that
I
they are different.
understand the point you're trying to make.
No, the point is that there are different forms of democracy. A representative democracy is different from a direct democracy, which is what you're saying. But I'm saying that in a representative democracy, the consultation you're asking for occurs through our representatives in Parliament. So that because all of us in a direct democracy, they would have come to our communities and speak to us, and everybody will have an input. But because we are not doing that, we have our representatives from every constituency gathered in Parliament. The assumption is that you are speaking the minds of the people from Ketu South. So my MP, Honorable Ablaji Fagomashi, come to this conversation with the sentiments of the people from Ketu South.
She doesn't know anything about, and I confidently say that Ablagomashi doesn't know anything about this
But it is her job as an MP
until it was uploaded onto the website.
Hold on, Annie, hold on. Because it will come to Parliament. It would come to them. It will come to Parliament.
She has to wait for it to come to Parliament.
Yeah. Annie.
Yes, you have to answer the question. Must she wait to come to Parliament to have access to this?
So how did they get a budget? Wait. How did they get a budget? Is it given to them beforehand? Hold on. It's a thing that it goes to Parliament.
Even the budget, you know that there is, you see Guta, before the budget is presented, Guta will come and say, oh, Mr. Minister, we expect that maybe income tax should be like this. We expect that.
That is what that is.
Hold on.
No, please. That is my time. Just
don't be. But that is what consultation does.
I don't know.
You went into this hurriedly, agreed
for
something.
Input, right? The ministry does that voluntarily to get information. And I'm trying to establish to you, okay, what is the practice in a representative democracy. You are engaging in consultation nonetheless through the people. If you cannot tell me that this deal was put together without consulting experts and people whose input will be appreciated in putting a reasonable deal that Parliament must look at. So this is a serious document. The idea that they have not consulted you or consulted me doesn't make it that it was put together out of thin air. There was consultation that went into it. Cabinet sat on it, okay, and approved that, okay, as a deal. So let's not trivialize the process. I'm not interested in engaging the NDC's needless conversation, national dialogue. This is the first time. This is the first time any deal like this has come to public. Before then, you just see it and it's passed. So it's an improvement. And the document, as we are discussing here, has become available to all of us. But I'm telling you that the deal that has been put together is not cast in stone. It's yet to be examined by Parliament, which is the substantial engagement that you should have in a democracy. That's the conversation. In a democracy, your representatives are the representatives of the people you are talking about engaging. So this deal that has been put together with consultation and input from experts would now go to Parliament for the people's representatives to be consulted on it. So line by line, agreement by agreement, they would look at it, okay, and verify that this is in the interest of the people I represent in Ketu South. It represents the interest of people I represent in Ketu North. Represent the needs of the people that I represent in Yendi. That's the material fact that will happen in Parliament. And if they determine that it doesn't meet the best interest of Ghana, on the basis of offering alternatives, then the deal will not be ratified. So what we have done now, the ministry has done, and I think that is the best offer on the table, because nobody has brought any alternative offer. Everybody say better, and I don't see it.
Why do we say it's the best?
Because if you look at historical
celebrating mediocrity with this platform.
No. Let me listen to you.
So sad.
Why do we say it's the best?
I just told you. We've never had royalties paid at 10% before.
Yes.
We've been mining for years. We've never had that. We have a historic 13% carried interest. That is Ghana benefiting from the enterprise without investing in it at 13% share. Okay? There is a provision for a 30% participation in the listings that will happen for Ghanaians to engage and benefit from this. Right? There's a 6% and 3% investment by MIF, which also is a participation for Ghana, so a total of 19% on that score. So we're saying that on a scorecard of what we know that we get from previous deals or mining contracts, this is better on the face of it.
Does the scorecard considers the population of the people at every point in time?
I don't understand. What population got to do? Population has nothing to do with that.
Agreements, yes, it does.
What does it have to do?
Yes, it does.
What?
Every point in time that mining agreements are signed, they are signed within a particular time frame.
It has nothing to do with it, Annie.
Richard.
Population has nothing to do with it.
It does.
What
doesn't it put pressure on your expenditure?
No.
Doesn't?
No.
Population doesn't put...
This whole thing is about revenue. It's not about expenditure.
Yes. What do you use the revenue for?
So you just leave that question. It has nothing to do
with population. I will
not
leave it.
It has nothing to do with population.
Richard, we have signed agreements in the 90s, in the 70s, in the 80s. I'm saying that the population at that time, compared to this time, is it the same? Because you're saying that with historical data, that's why we're comparing this and we're saying it's better. So it means that all factors must be considered, right? Yes.
So how do you want it to affect population?
So, and I want to consider population
so
as well.
how do you think this is not better because of population?
You answer that question.
Because,
you know
because
the
it has nothing
you
to do.
know the
no,
answer.
it has nothing to do with population, seriously. So the point I'm trying to make to you is that, one, what deal has been offered is the best. That is available. Nobody, incontrovertibly. People have assembled at IEA. The NDC have sat in their rooms to bring a document which has no offer comparable to this, because if it was, then we'll be discussing their number versus this. And if their number looks superior and reasons why it is superior, I'm open to ceding to it. And minister and government will cede to it, because this here is a document for Parliament to look at. So it's not cast in stone, the deal. It's not cast in stone.
Okay.
So we'll listen to better ideas. But the better idea they keep talking about is just a patronizing language. They have not put any better on the table to compare with this. So in the absence of anything comparing to this, then there is no better. That's the essence of it. If you say, Andy, you are better than me, it's a false conversation, because I've never hosted the show. So what are you comparing me to? Right? They said that. So if they're saying you are not better, the NDC should show us a better Annie who can do a better job than you. They don't have a better Annie. So it means that NDC criticizing and saying you are not better is vain.
If I take care of
it's shallow.
If I take care of 10 children,
it's politics.
If I take care of 10 children, and every month I'm giving 2,000.
Why are you bringing children in this matter, Annie?
Oh, I should use free SHS.
I think that you're just trying to compensate for Eduji's English language that you come to speak here by asking me questions that are not necessary.
Should I use free SHS?
The point you must know.
Richard,
I'm serious. The point.
My brother Richard basically says that, and you see, that is where I consider.
Richard didn't allow me to.
The way is not serious.
The way
how can you bring this document in a conversation where you said there's better and you haven't brought the better?
The MPP.
Are they serious? Where is the better?
Get embedded in the exploitation of our natural resources is regrettable. Why am I saying it's regrettable, Annie? Even here, you've been struggling to understand the internal logic of what he say. You appreciate the need for consultation.
Which
except,
Which he says is Parliament.
Except to say that consultation is one for Parliament.
But that is the consultation.
That is not the only consultation.
No, don't even go there.
That is not the only consultation.
No, hold on.
Which is the other
Parliament,
first of all,
Richard, in Parliament it says that I'm sorry.
Yes.
Article 268, Clause 1. Any transaction, contract, or undertaking involving the grant of a right or concession on behalf of any person, including the government or the people, to other person or body of persons, howsoever described, for exploitation of any mineral, water, or other natural resource of Ghana, made to enter into after the coming into force of the constitution shall be subject to ratification by Parliament. It says it's subject to ratification by Parliament.
Yes.
Parliament may, by resolution supported by the votes of not less than 2/3 of the members of Parliament, exempt from the provision of Clause 1 of this article, any particular class of transactions, contract, or undertakings.
So that's consultation. So that Parliament will now look at it and say, no, we don't agree.
But it's not the only.
But I'm saying that
but it's the will not sit here and say, well, let's upload so that people will also have accept that people should know, understand.
Let me explain to you.
And the whole idea for him is that.
Just 1 second. Right. So if there was no document, how was that document to be uploaded? This document is a product of consultation. You were not consulted, okay? So it's now available for you to peruse and have a conversation on. But this document, having been put together, will be put before, what's your constituency?
Emma. West.
Okay. So your MP, okay?
I was going to say something else.
So your MP would speak your mind in Parliament consistent with the deal that has been put before him. So his vote for or against is your view that is reflecting in that vote. That's why they say they should vote their conscience. So they are voting the conscience of their constituents. That's a consultation. So if they said no, then the deal is off the table. But if they ratify it on the basis of reflecting your views, that is effective consultation with Parliament. If this was done and then straight away it's being implemented, then you say there's zero consultation.
Okay.
It's a technical thing.
Okay.
Direct democracy that you tell everybody about is a type of democracy. Okay? That is not in practice anywhere in the world. It was back in the early days, okay, where democracy began. You have a direct democracy where community, everybody comes and say, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
We still
now,
do that today.
Population, but that is not a direct democracy.
It's what?
That in the sense of it. Okay. So understand this. It's a thing. It is not just a feeling. Direct democracy is a thing that exists. Okay, it's a thing. It's a type of democracy, like a bottle of this water. So, but what we do now is to do representative democracy because the numbers are large. So you carve a group of people, about 150,000 people from Ketu South, and have one MP be their rep to speak their mind, to consult on their behalf, on the budget, on every law that says to Parliament and all of that, to consult on their behalf. This is now the opportunity for my MP to consult on my behalf, okay, to say that the deal that has come to Parliament is not acceptable.
Okay.
That is a consultation on my behalf. So what has been put together here, the substantive matter is that, is there a better option that we can get under this agreement? What is on the table?
Is there?
What is on the table?
Is there a better option?
I'm speaking.
I'm asking you.
I've answered that question for you many times.
Answer again.
I'm saying that.
Is there a better deal we can
I'm
get?
saying that. No, Annie, I don't know.
Can we get a better deal?
We had 5%, we have 10%.
Can we get a better deal than 10%?
You tell me, but I'm saying that what is on the table is there's no comparable
So
offer.
we can't go above.
If you think there's a room to go above, you show me how. Because AEC was here,
So you mean
and he showed you.
There's no room.
I've already told you, Annie, this is the best
Okay, so
offer on the table.
So there's no room. We should seal our minds.
No, I can't say that. But Parliament will have to look at it. And I keep telling you that when Parliament goes to ratify this and they think that there's a potential to get more, they will show us how. And the same question I told, answering Edji's question or your question about they haven't offered a better option. I said that saying to us that lease agreement, contract, service agreement is not option, you must tell us why you think one is better than the other by showing reason.
Okay.
So I believe in the absence of any comparable or any evidence that there's a better option to be gotten, then this is the best on the table. Because if you look at what we have gotten up until now, and in fact, if you look across the world, okay, this stands the test of time in regards to any agreement outcome for any country. So people must show us what they think is possible. And when you come back, I will read to you what obtains in other places.
Okay.
That this is significant, and those who think it's not better must show us what the alternatives are and how we can get that. It's not as simple.
He's just running away from giving a simple answer.
No, wait. It's not as simple as saying that. Oh no, hold on. It's not as simple as saying it's not better. And I showed you that in a demonstration of yourself to say that if NDC sits out there and say you are not a good host and comparing you to somebody who doesn't exist. And just by saying it that Andy is not a good host is a frivolous comparison they are making because what they are saying is not attainable. It's a figment of their imagination.
We'll take
a
break.
Which they will show us.
Okay, when we come back.
Let's take a break. I'll be back.
We'll all be here when we come back.
So many styles to cheer.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ambedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sam.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debts.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ampadu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. Now, debt recovery managers, you are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rosic Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Everybody knows Acrobato, and if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
Chesena me ankasa me period na say problems wom ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chesena nya asem ketewa na me coin point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo medro me fine no ene ma won kra me nu kofo kwa na mkwan mu a eba and everything yourself
me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko end point o mama nu nuru a ene ne wan dia watimi asori anante.
That's end point for you. Hello. Hey, ohwehwe what che okay a free bra wo di end point what dance am me ko ye no me Joseph sema na enkoyie person na maye me nyina na magina sebema na me be fie for there e ho na nyina jaresa. You heard everything. I have secret. M-Punch is my secret. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. I'm free.
Discover the perfect blend of quality, modern elegance and affordability with Kingdom Home Real Estate. At Kingdom Home Real Estate, we cater to both local and international clients, offering exceptional housing options in Ebri and Ikropong. Our properties are conveniently located, providing a tranquil atmosphere, top-notch security, and essential amenities such as electricity, water, and backup generators. Our strategic locations offer easy access to popular tourist destinations, all within a 30-minute drive from Accra. Visit us in Ikropong right after the Latte Junction, or in Ebri near the Ebri Girls Senior High School. Alternatively, you can reach us Kingdom Home Real Estate, where your dream home becomes a reality.
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatments like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness, so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements is 90.
With our security printing section, our clients are assured of a highly secured and confidential work process from start to finish. At a point in time, our prices are very, very competitive. Locate us at the old GNTC building near Swansea Shopping Arcade, Accra. Contact us on 0501 454166. 065 0501 454167. Appointed Time Printing Limited. Our printing is the solution.
We are back bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you and couple the makers in
The pneumatological abrasion of the Lord revealeth unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. Up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. At the K Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafubuachi Hospital Junction. Takradi. Kuma. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program
from 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply. The same got to moon.
Hey,
I know Richard.
At least let me welcome you back.
Richard has been holding you and trying to distract you. Stay focused.
I'm focused.
Yeah, Richard was just trying to distract you. But you see, on a more serious note, if you look at the statement we put forward, one of the things that we've raised serious concerns about, and it's regrettable Richard does not appear to appreciate the point.
Okay.
Richard says that consultation and that Parliament is the platform to consult.
The most effective.
No, please, I beg you.
Why, you won't let her ask a question?
First of all, this mineral is located in a community. Just a scenario. You go, you get 138 MPP MPs. You say, yeah, deal approved. You need to go and do the actual mining. Where are you going to do it? In Parliament or Jubilee House?
Among the people.
Among the people. What has been the extent of engagement, even with the people there? What has been the level of stakeholder consultation so that the people, even within that mining locality, will say, okay, in the next 2 to 3 years, once this mining activity starts, this is how well our community will look. This is what it will do. This will be the benefit beyond the 1% community development, whatever levy or whatever you call it, right? That is the level of consultation we are saying that is lacking in this agreement. Now, so I've seen MPs to be the platform or the avenue for consultation. It's neither here nor there.
Representative democracy, that's what he was
trying to explain. And you see, the example where he says that, look, my MP is from K2 South. And so I expect the Honorable Jifar Gomashi to articulate my views because it's a representative consultation. It's a regrettable lack of understanding of how the constitutional provision as to how, what do you call it?
Which provision?
Article 264.
Okay, read it again.
268.
On ratification, 268. On ratification. The word ratification, first of all, you must appreciate, it's a term of art.
Yeah.
What term of art simply means to approve of something. Mm-hmm. Now, Parliament is not the entity executing the mining lease. Mm-hmm. The mining lease is executed by the executive, here the presidency. And that is why if you look at the preamble, it says that this mining lease is between the government of the Republic of Ghana, acting by Samuel Jinapo and the other company. So the executing entity is the executive. Parliament has another layer, which is ratification. Ratification is not execution.
Yes.
Now, we are saying that prior to executing this agreement, that is where you need to consult.
But energy, that
we are saying,
is not executed. It's been put together.
No.
It's not executed.
Please, I beg you.
What is execution you're talking about?
See, if you come here, if you come to the last end, in witness of which the parties have respectfully executed the original and counterpart of this mining lease.
Okay.
So the execution is what has been done by the minister.
No.
It's here.
See, so in
I am reading that in here.
No,
see,
Edwigi, you know better than what you're saying.
No, but that is what is in the agreement.
Can I explain that?
Witness of which the parties have respectively executed the original and counterparts of the mining lease.
You know what is in
on the date
black and white
first above.
Yeah. So this is
what are the counterparts?
So listen.
No, the two, the government of Ghana and the Ferrari. So
just a quick one because you were interrupting. You see, when he talks about execution in that form.
What does it mean?
This here cannot be executed in terms of going and mining. That is a execution that is consequential.
Yeah.
What they can use a different language here that they sign this agreement. No. Okay, so that word here is not. No. They can use any alternative.
No. Yes. So you see, even to demonstrate that, my brother Richard, wait. If you see by Samuel A. Jinapo, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, for and on behalf of the government of Ghana, who by his execution warrants to the other party that he is duly authorized and empowered to enter into this agreement.
That's it. It's agreement that is not enforceable on the face of it.
Yes.
It's not enforceable.
It's there.
Annie.
So, but you see, on the day, on the floor of Parliament, right, when this agreement goes, the Honorable John Jinapo, who is the ranking on the Mines and Energy Committee, for instance, cannot say, I, John Jinapo, I want 30% royalties. He can't, because he is not the one executing the contract. You have gone to execute a contract where you have limited yourself by a percentage of 13% carried forward interest. And we are saying that this agreement as it stands now puts Ghana in a position that is not better, simply because, listen, what mineral are we dealing with? Is lithium. Lithium batteries alone, globally, the market is about 130 or 120 billion dollars. That's how the market looks like, right? So this is not a commodity you beg people to buy. It has a market.
Yes, but you are in a competition as well. There are other countries that
people
mining,
need it. The global demand, hold on. The global demand keeps increasing. It's not coming down. Right?
Okay.
And so if you have this position and you go to the negotiating table, we are saying that because the thing you are selling is a better thing that you are selling, when you go and you limit yourself to 13%, when you can do even 19%.
On what basis?
On the basis that, listen, what I am selling is an expensive thing. ABF Husseini has a popular saying that, you see, this is not like you go and sell your pregnant goats and the assumption is that there are pregnant problems at home. No. This is a mineral. That is the ish. I mean, when you say it is the ish now, right? Electric cars, mobile phones, everything.
So Chile is selling, Ghana is selling, Mali is selling.
Yes.
Mali says that I'm
but
selling
there's so much market for it. No, but there's so much market for it. The whole idea,
you have other options.
yes, and you see, this whole idea that, hold on, this whole idea that our forefathers did 6%. We have done 10%. So we are better than our forefathers.
2006 is our forefathers.
Is that not the position that you are making?
You know,
that our forefathers,
just
obviously, Kufuor will be a forefather. 2006. But that's on a lighter
note. Kufuor not a forefather.
Do you know? No, hold on. No, hold on. I think I need to explain certain things to Richard.
So Bagmin is a forefather.
The law was passed. Yes, it's true. The law was passed in 2006, doing the 6%. Do you know that in the NDC then amended it into Act 900 or so, and gave a more open-ended rate, which now allows us to sit down as a state, do a proper appraisal and say that because of the unique nature of this mineral, we are not going to sell it cheap. So we will do 20%. Then the businessman will say, okay, these are the risks associated with my activity. And so the 19% you are talking about is too much. I can do 15%. But even you, at this level, this mineral, the way it is the risk. What is the nature of the risk associated with it? The risk is completely taken off.
But that's your assumption.
It's not an assumption.
It's a market situation you can't predict, right? That's why you need to even hedge the pricing. But
and the danger with the hedging, is that you go and put up a price, a percentage, right? And say, okay, more or less, it's like a futures market or so. So I'm agreeing on this percentage now. In future, whatever happens. What if there is a windfall? What if today the global prices of lithium go so much? How do you take advantage of the windfall? This agreement
considering
is
the fact that we say is the next biggest
exactly
thing,
this agreement is silent on that. And we are saying that if that is so, you put in an agreement that ensures that, for instance, if the price goes up beyond a certain level, right, the windfall will take 20% of that windfall from you. Or better still, we will have an agreement that says that if this is your initial investment, once you recoup your investment, subsequent things will demand the royalty of this percentage from you. We are saying that is how you negotiate a better deal. You have not had the benefit of even going through. And I'm saying that the agreement as it stands now has been executed by the minister, awaiting parliamentary ratification without
but what kind of execution are you talking about? The execution of the agreement,
yes,
and not the practice of it.
No. You say, I beg you. Mineral issues is a bit more technical. It's a legal position, right? In this country, to be honest, and I have seen mining leases where companies have actually been mining some 6 years, 7 years. I've seen those leases without parliamentary ratification.
Yes, but that's wrong.
No, I agree. That is why I'm saying that the fact that, we are waiting parliamentary ratification
doesn't mean that they're not.
Parliament does not negotiate terms. Parliament on its own cannot go and sit down, for instance, and say that let me reference Mr. Isi again. He has said it on this platform that they are not mining. What they are doing is nobody has said. Nobody has said. But this is not a prospecting. I beg you. This is a mining lease.
Yes, but I'm saying that the company has been given the license to prospect, which they are doing it. But the mining lease has not taken. They are not mining. In fact, they don't. The agreement is there, but they are not mining.
You are not getting. You see, in the 1992 Constitution and the Minerals Mining Act 703, as amended by 900 and subsequent amended by 995, right? There are stages. It is the minister that executes the lease. Then the lease goes to Parliament for ratification. Then we are saying that prior to this execution, there should have been a certain level of consultation.
Yes.
That was not done. And it is the lack of that broader consultation that today had gotten CSOs, organized groups, level-headed people to say that as far as this agreement is concerned, the terms will not be favorable to the Republic of Ghana. And I've just demonstrated now, if it's a mineral of tomorrow, then in a situation where prices increase, we should have a situation where the agreement will even tell us that when prices increase and there is a windfall, okay, this is how much we should be making. And the classic example, and I want us to learn from, is our petroleum agreement. You know, last year, we made a windfall, a windfall revenue of almost almost $700 million windfall. But this windfall came because the price of crude oil went up. But we were so stuck with the percentage that we agreed by way of royalty. If we were forward looking, like today, and I'm saying that the benefit of experience that we have is to put these matters in black and white. Agreement that allows you to, and I will possibly end on this one, is the fact that as we speak, the agreement itself and the shareholding submitted to the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana is a disclosure that 4.4% is going to what they call previous landowners. Annie, hold on. Annie, I should know right from the beginning that 4.4% of a certain amount will be going to Richard Anyagba, will be coming to Eduji, will be coming to Annie. Who are these previous landowners?
No problem. Annie.
So is it the case that Ghanaians do not deserve to know? And from this 4.4%, it's obvious that government officials are trying to embed themselves into
fine.
the
That's allegation you're making. That's fine. Okay, I don't have a problem. Annie, you see, NBG is not saying anything. It's just going around in circles. Look, one thing we need to differentiate is that the agreement, okay, itself as it stands, is different from the call for consultation. Okay, there are two separate things. So the agreement on the surface, some percentages that were agreed that when our lithium is mined by this company, we'll get so and so and so and so from it. There are numbers, we see that. They are different from consultation. So those are the ones that the NDC is saying that it's not better, they have better. They have not shown us better. So that conversation is agreed as I illustrated with your excellent hosting of the show, right? I've done that. So now, the other issue, which Edwigi is trying to bamboozle us here, that lawyer is a law and whatever. It's nothing. Look, you read this matter. It says what? In witness of which the parties have respectfully, he said, executed. Substitute that. In which, in witness of which the parties have respectfully signed the original and counterpart of this mining lease on the date first about written.
You've used your
substitute is not a term of act. Yeah. It's just a word you can substitute sign.
Okay.
In other words,
you are kidding me.
No, I'm telling you. That's all it is. Because agreements are binding. They are legal documents. So using execute there does not imply anything extraordinary from the substance of agreement.
No, does not imply the execution of
it doesn't. Wait.
See by the name of Abu Jinapor. See where Abu Jinapor's name. I beg you.
No, it's okay.
See where Abu Jinapor, by Abu Jinapor, he said, who by his execution.
That's okay.
I mean, what are we talking
by his
about?
Signing. Okay, who by his signing? This is an agreement. What do you do to agreement? What do you do to agreement? Don't you sign agreement?
Oh God, have mercy.
Who by his signing warrants
yes
to the other party.
That's it.
That he is duly authorized and empowered to enter into this agreement.
Exactly. In other words, they could have used signed, they used executed. It doesn't mean this signed this year. It's been executed. So LBG, don't bamboozle us with that. What this document will become executable is after Parliament ratifies it.
Parliament doesn't execute.
I'm saying it becomes executable. Listen, will become executable after Parliament ratifies it. LBG. When Parliament ratifies this, then this document can be executed as signed. If Parliament doesn't ratify this or approves this, this document is just a paper. It has no implication for our lithium deposits. It is only consequent to Parliament signing it. So don't mislead us.
Okay.
So what we have now is an agreement that the minister has signed, and he cannot just go to Parliament and talk to them in a vacuum that we are intending to exploit our lithium deposit and so and so and so. He has to come before them with this document. which he has done and agreed with the party who also agreed.
So Parliament is now going to negotiate the
No, please hold on.
No, so Parliament is now going to negotiate.
Stop what you are doing. You know better.
Parliament is not going to execute an agreement.
I didn't say Parliament. How will Parliament execute?
Exactly.
Parliament
so who has executed it?
Hold on.
Richard, who has executed
the minister has signed this document.
But not executed.
Wait. You see, let me tell you.
But not executed.
Hold on. If this agreement is not signed, okay, by the minister, it doesn't have standing before Parliament. Okay, he must have a tentative agreement that I've had a conversation with this company. They are interested in mining our lithium, and we have agreed with them that when they do, we'll get 10% royalties, we get 13% carried interest, we'll get additional 6% investment, we'll get listing on Ghana Stock Exchange and all of that. This is what we have agreed with them. Parliament, look at it as my standing as the minister. I have the capacity to sign this agreement, and we have signed this agreement. Parliament, look at it. If it's satisfied, it satisfies the requirement, you are satisfied with the requirement and the benefits thereof, then you approve it. If not, Parliament will reject it, which implies that you go and negotiate a better deal. You are saying Parliament will not negotiate. If Parliament rejects this, an implication is saying that we don't like it, there's a better way you can do this. Go get it. That's the point. Stop misinforming the people with all these legal bamboozling you are doing.
But the agreement itself is clear. This agreement has been executed by
It's signed, not executed.
So Alfred says that, good morning.
After Parliament approves it. That's it.
Okay. Good morning, and please, Richard, I am, but it's confusing us. And what's he saying? What was the need for the town hall meeting when the NPP introduced the e-levy? Didn't we have our representatives in Parliament at the time? Why can't the government do same in respect of a lease of the lithium? I have no doubts in my mind, and that of Ghanaians, that the lithium deal is a bad one and must be rejected. Trudeau sent that in. Ambassador Sampiali says that, Annie, are we saying that knowing the importance of lithium in the future, could we not use the lithium as our equity in the lithium company to be set up in Ghana, as Richard is saying, that we could not have assembled a consortium of Ghanaians mining companies for the future? And he sends me a screenshot of Google. It says that once all negotiations have been concluded, the contract moves to the execution stage. Contract execution is the process of all necessary parties sign finalized agreements, and this is to execute a contract. The argument we're having that your synonym is signing. So to execute a contract means once all negotiations have been concluded, all negotiations have been concluded. So what are the negotiations?
Hold on.
The contract moves to the execution stage.
Yes.
The contract execution is the process of all necessary parties signing a finalized agreement.
Yes. And so now,
and it goes on to say that once signed, the contract is fully executed and enforceable, and all parties are obligated to carry out the terms agreed to in the contract.
Okay.
But that is subject to our constitution, no?
Exactly.
Okay.
So except that if you take any ordinary contract, you can say that. But this is not an ordinary contract. Exactly. It's a contract that must go to Parliament. Okay. So at this stage, you cannot say this contract is executed.
But with the explanation of the execution, it stands.
Yes, sign it. You can put sign there. You can put anything there. It's just English.
Okay,
so it's nothing.
Okay, Tafani says that we don't need any mining of these natural resources till we have a good leader who can make mining beneficial to us. Okay, so we should keep the mineral in the
in the ground.
In the ground. Richard, okay, this is long. I'll cut it short. You see, Richard, he's been caught pants down. Okay, caught pants down. What am I even reading?
No, you don't want to. You don't want to read. No, my point is that you don't want to see it pants down. I beg you. Let's proceed and discuss our lithium matter.
I'm not about it. What you do to me? So he says, so no direct democracy or representative democracy in practice in modern Western style democracy. That Richard is that Richard? That's Richard's weakness. Okay,
what is that talking about?
He's still living in the Neolithic Greek city states type of democracy, where it was possible to practice direct democracy. And he rejects his theory of representative of the direct democracy. You will disappoint me if you allow Reggie to go with his mischievous theory of what constitutes representative democracy and direct democracy. You have no idea what we did during the break.
I only define what obtains.
Even local governments like units and district authorities, assemblies and councils cannot practice direct representatives. Okay. This says that I know all the talk about this lithium mining is for the good of the country. Let's not politicize it, but think Ghana first for the interest of our future democracy. I will surely be well with Ghana. It will surely be well with Ghana. Kwesi Reynolds in Aguna Odobeng. I think that it has been national so far, really. I think. Good morning, Annie. Lest we forget, Ghana is still paying for the Ameri deal of take it or leave it, but still pay for power unused. Even
it's not true. Ameri had come to an end 5 years.
Yes.
He's ignorant.
Yeah, thank you. Even this, we defended it, saying it was the best in the world. Do you remember the late President John Bansatano saying that Ghana doesn't have good negotiation?
You are not the owner of the machine. You know it.
Okay, he's referring to.
You send propaganda to
I'm trying to do direct democracy, please. Allow viewers. Yeah. So Mill saying that he doesn't even Ghana doesn't have good negotiators, and that we need to train people to negotiate for Ghana. The result of 10% royalty from 5 with other additions. Do you remember the late Harry Sawyer and how the Tata buses were negotiated for the during Dr. Hilary Liman's government? The best deal ever for Ghana. We can still go for more with lithium deal. Mark from USA. I think, when we debate but we had 5% before, so now if we have 10, it's okay.
And that's the mindset, and that's government's mindset. That's government's mindset too.
I mean, how do you compare? That's why I used you as the example. How do you compare anything?
You have to have the baseline. Yes. But all factors involved, all factors include everything. Global.
But who told you that there was not a request?
Everything.
Please, who told you that there was not an attempt to get?
Because you see, if we have all cited Obuasi,
but
we've cited what are the mining areas itself? We've cited all of them, and we have seen what the over decades of these lease agreements have done to us. What have we got?
This is 15 years. Let me tell you something. This conversation that NDC wants to promote about, Obuasi, all of us. No, but I'm talking about, because when I say NDC, they are interfacing, possibly be a government or not be a government. So that conversation must be done. If you leave them out, and in the process of time, if they form a government, you wouldn't have hold them accountable. You wouldn't have vetted their ideas well enough to know if they get a chance, what they will do. Then you'll be surprised that they'll show up and can't do anything. And everything they have criticized is for the sake of criticism.
So has a message.
So he's in America. Just leave.
He's in Ghana.
Okay, but he just came back. So leave Kojo.
I shouldn't have said it.
Leave Kojo. But the point I'm saying is that, look, the matter of Obuasi, in this deal, there is a 1% community development agreement there. If the conversation is that, let's get 2%, let's get 3%, that's fine. You must speak to specifics. The deal has catered for that. The point is that 1% going to be enough? If that is the concern, now let's talk about, let's get 2%, let's get 3%. This rather general conversation of condemning and not showing alternative, for me, is problematic, and you should find it problematic too.
Okay? So he said that, good morning, Nanabia. Listen, kindly inform Rachel.
Nobody has
Paragraph 20, royalties. He said the company shall pay to government royalty of 10% of the total revenue earned from the sale of the mineral obtained from them. Simplicity, nothing more. And we are saying this is bad, considering the mineral like this, and you say there is no better.
Good morning, Annie. Can you inform Richard that he said your boorish
this man is selling his flower this Christmas.
Your boorish demeanor. You are boring him this morning.
Who, me?
if he's selling his goat this Christmas, would he do this?
Okay, so he says that
negotiate better than this.
He cannot cow into a supine position with his brow beating.
If I were Edwidge, I would say something about it. But I would say
I've thoroughly examined the lithium deal, and with the greatest of respect, it doesn't make sense to me. The argument of 10% royalty is the highest, is not. Okay, or is not unfounded. It is about time we shift away from the Gojisberg economy to the self-dependent economy. That's why John Mahama promised 24 hours. Okay,
that's NDC.
Have you seen that these days the NPP people no longer talk about South Korea and Malaysia?
No substantiation, just talk.
And have you noticed that they no longer talk about South Korea?
I have been trying to understand what will be the state of the region after 10 years. Okay,
but you have said it.
I'm trying to understand what will be the state of the region after 10 years of exploitation or exploration and exportation of our earth minerals. Correct me if I'm wrong, these guys are planning to ship out 100% of lithium exploration and value a small percentage of it and finally give us what they deem fit or seem fit. Are you saying that these are the men we have? I'm disappointed. Please tell Richard to stand up and be counted. Nelson from Southern Europe. All right, thank you.
Annie.
Nelson, yes.
Annie.
Richard, yes.
You see, so
let's
there's some other ideas by people saying that, I think Ambassador Sampiali said that. There's a good idea that Ghana will form a company and whatever the rest. But you see, that we have a record in this country, right? How good is government at doing business? How good is government? So that proposal doesn't stand. When a specialist coming from a party and people, okay, who have led the diversification of government enterprises in this country, okay, so the idea is sexy, but is it doable? Our history suggests that if you do that, it would be worse.
So what?
So that is
why.
You
don't want me to answer your question. I want you to answer.
Why.
Listen, he said that.
Then as a
but you know the record. I'm not inventing
Richard,
it. I mean, that every government enterprise.
The state interest
says.
Let me finish one thing. It's okay. Let me just finish.
Richard is talking as if Ghana is his. He will agree to this deal. If Ghana is his, he will agree to this deal. When Ejapa came on board, he did say that NDC has not brought on any alternative until now. The deal is still hanging.
No, but the Japan deal, well, we came here to talk about it after the ruling.
You said they should bring another option, a better option.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that Japan.
Yeah,
after the following the ruling, it was found that there was nothing untoward being done.
Which ruling?
The court ruling.
No.
Master, we discussed this matter.
No. I beg you. That West African whatever they went to is a different matter.
Okay, no problem.
Please.
No problem. But I'm saying that there was nothing untoward found to have been done by the Japan deal. So that's a matter that is resolved. Okay, not by me, not by us, MPP, but by the courts. But I'm just saying that this idea that NDC is saying this thing is bad, they have not shown us. Yes, the individual is saying that if Ghana were mine, I will accept that, or I won't accept that. I will come to a decision to accept that on the basis that before this agreement, I was being paid a royalty of 5%. Now I can get 10%. That definitely is a marked improvement, 100% improvement on my condition.
I'm not more taking care of 10 children. I'm now taking care of 20 children, 50 children.
That's what I'm saying. That so that definitely is good for me, because in that negotiation, it was not as if I didn't say I want 10%, I want 15%. It was not as if I didn't say I want 20%. But in looking at the interest at the table, it's a negotiation. It's not as if we are going to go there and say this is what we want. Are you with me? Because you made a point earlier, there's a competitive space. That company could go to Ivory Coast and go and mine there, right? They can go to any other African country to go and mine lithium. It's not only in Ghana they can find that, because the deposit cast across. So in seeking to bring that, in seeking for Ghana to leverage that opportunity, you negotiate, you give and take, and come to a point that is better than where you were. So this deal should be looked in that context. So the idea that something is better to be gotten, fair enough. Let them show us what is possible. Let Parliament look at it and say if it's not good, then we can go and see if there's another person who can give us a better deal. Then we'll take it. But the idea is that it is not
30 seconds, just in conclusion.
No, you conclude.
So you see, I told you. If you pick the royalties,
you interrupt me and say you
paragraph 20, which deals with royalties, it pegs the company shall pay to government a royalty of 10% of the total revenue, black and white. Now, what we are saying is that this agreement standing, once approved by Parliament, right, tomorrow, if the global prices of lithium goes up, which obviously becomes a windfall for the company, we are so stuck with this 10%.
Okay.
And I'm saying that the law now...
We're stuck with 10% of the total income.
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on. So what I'm saying... No, hold on. Total revenue.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that we can have a situation where we'll have an agreement that possibly looks more at pricing at any time. You give the agreement, because now the law had moved at 900 permits a wider scope when it comes to negotiation. So this whole mediocre conversation that our forefathers did 6%, we have done 10. So clap for us. It's an exercise in mediocrity, regrettably.
Okay, no problem. Annie, respectfully, right?
I thought we've concluded on this.
Annie, but you know that this matter, okay, it's a negotiation with people. Just like I wanted to flow and you refused for me to flow because it's an engagement between you and I, and you insist that you interrupt me, and there was nothing I can do about it. So it's a negotiation with a company who is looking at their interests, and with us, we're also looking at our interests. So it's not a negotiation that just happened in a vacuum. And it's not as if we have the expertise. Annie, listen to this. It's not as if we have the expertise to exploit the mineral ourselves.
Why can't we have it?
About what you say.
Richard, why can't we have it?
You have been in government longer than anybody in the history
that's
of this
the
country,
mediocrity.
right? No,
that's
please,
the mediocre conversation. Look, in Ghana here,
Careful.
Yes, so don't worry. In Ghana here, we have a lot of expertise. We have a lot of expertise in this country. Look, globally, if you do an assessment of Ghanaian experts in mining, it's amazing.
We don't have expertise.
We don't have the expertise.
How can you say that? Please. In this world, people even buy expertise.
Expertise who are talking and you are actually
agreeing
with them.
How? So how many of the people that have spoken that can go and mine are
Richard,
we have some of the
we have some of the best geologists in the world. We have some of the best negotiators in the world. Exactly.
To do that.
I mean, you have not even explored the thing you say we don't have.
Okay,
Richard,
let them
it's regrettable.
Withdraw that portion. To mine the lithium. If they have it, let them put it together.
So we don't have expertise.
How can you say that?
I don't know. If you know, tell me. That's what I'm saying.
You are the one who made a statement that we don't.
But do you know that we have it? If you have it,
geological survey cannot do that.
They will mine it.
They can't do the
but
work.
You see, I'm not surprised. You know the 20. Do you know the 20? Do you know the?
But that's why we actually.
Do you know Annie?
Let's get serious.
Annie, hold on. Annie.
That's why we proposed.
Annie, do you know that as we speak, Parliament is approving.
And you know the limitations of
it's approving the
challenges.
All the contracts.
Yes. So how is that
and it just bear me out. Parliament is approving the estimate for departments and agencies.
Enterprises.
Can you imagine that the 2024 budget, we are basically giving 2 million Ghana cedis to Ghana Geological Service as their budgetary allocation?
Yes.
No wonder he says we don't have the expertise.
We have.
Look.
If you are giving them 2 million, what can they do?
I'm not talking about expertise to prospect.
Why not?
I'm not talking about expertise.
Said that we should finance geological survey.
Yeah, that's good. We should do that.
Yes, you give them 2 million Ghana cedis for their activity for the whole 2024.
Why do you need a service agreement?
Say they don't have expertise.
Why do you need a service agreement if you have the domestic capacity to exploit it?
Okay.
You understand? So what we are doing is a global practice. This mineral will be exploited by a company that has a comparable.
You can always buy expertise.
Hold on. The company have a comparative advantage in doing that business. So they are better at doing it. So we let them do it. So they do it efficiently and better for our interests. Just yesterday, I was in Takwa. We're having a conversation with people who know about mining, gold mining. They said that people, the galamsey stuff they do, they lose about 70% of the gold. Then people go and buy what they have extracted gold from and get 70% of it. It's expertise. People, that's their job. They are better at doing it. So let those people do it and all of us will benefit. But the conversation 10%. Is that what we have gotten, if we can get better, let people demonstrate that. But what we have now is a marked improvement.
We can 100% beyond
improvement on what we have.
If they want.
And the matter finally on the hedging, on the price that we hedge, it works both ways. It works both ways. And the petroleum thing that he was trying to demonstrate with. There are days there are times where crude prices have gone low, but we got the high price that we negotiated. So it works both ways. It is for contract security that you do that. We're talking about lithium. The next thing could be found, and lithium will not be as profitable as people envisage it to be. It's just a forecast. What if it's not? we would then still have gotten this negotiated price.
But don't do it below. Don't do it below. That's what we say. Don't do it below.
But we're here, crude oil.
At least let the law, let the law exist.
Happened, events happen in the world, and things change. Things can change in any direction. So that's why you take
let the law exist.
Do you agree that we should have a specific law carved, you know?
Yes, that's what you should be doing.
Like what? We should have a specific law for lithium.
I don't have to agree. If it's a consensus position, Parliament will determine that. I don't have a problem.
You see, that's where these guys have always been behaving like Pontius Pilate. They don't want to take their hands.
There are laws already obtaining on our books that can regulate its exploitation. That can manage and regulate its exploitation. If people think
at least Akufo-Addo amended the law to allow for stiffer punishment. If it's minded,
current laws can be amended.
If it's minded to get better benefits for Ghana, he can amend the law to allow for an SPV kind of arrangement just to target this lithium.
Okay.
Our experience with other minerals has been very bad.
Okay.
And we are saying that being forward-looking. Look at that. That allows for more. You say I should propose. I should go and say the SPV.
No, but you promised.
It's all
saying that you have a better option. You haven't proposed that.
What else? We said everything. This document, we've raised everything useful in this document.
You have not offered anything.
You are running away. You have not even read the document.
Apologies. Mr. Isi has just sent a message that he's unable to make because he has to attend to this particular.
No, I think he has to attend to a lithium meeting. The way
yes, that's okay. That's okay.
But we certainly will
because
have him
this agreement,
when he's done.
This agreement, as it stands now, does not resolve the benefit conversation for Ghanaians.
Okay.
And we entreat everybody to associate with the position canvassed by the NDC to get a better deal for Ghana. That's all. We are only asking for a better deal. And how do you even oppose a better deal to Ghana?
No.
How?
But except that you have not shown
how do you even oppose something that will be beneficial to Ghana?
Andy, you just said that Mr. Isi is going somewhere, so we can take 5 minutes of his time.
Oh no!
But Isi, how do you argue for better if you don't know what better is? It's a journey to nowhere. That is better. It's a fantasy.
No,
right?
It's better when you have. You can say that when you have options in your head. Which options have been suggested in their
statement? But those options,
then you don't want to even listen.
Those options are imaginations. They are not real. Right. We want real thing on the paper, so we can hold them to it. So they can show us how to get 20%. They can show us. If they have that, they should put it on paper. But don't be talking. If you are talking, you are not coming to a conversation with substance. So something substantial has been put down. You say that's not good enough. Okay, what do you think is good enough? Put it down and justify it. They have not done that. So now they are just engaging everybody in a talk, fantasizing, patronizing people. How are you against? Why are you against better for Ghana? Why are you against? What is the better for Ghana you're talking? What is it?
That's what I'm this morning. I'm grateful.
It's deceitful.
Is it not interesting that people would oppose a conversation that endures to the benefit of Ghana?
It's all politics they are doing. No substance.
Let's take a break.
No substance.
All right. Okay, I'll wrap up. I can wrap up, right? Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right. Thank you so much for watching. We're back tomorrow. We're Good Morning Ghana. Thanks.